Hello, this is Miss Jackson. I'm making a quick video going over addition and subtraction, day 7 assignment. I really like this one, and I like this page because it's going to lead us into learning how to draw math models to solve word problems. I took a course several years ago on Singapore math and how to draw math models, and I will tell you, if you're struggling with word problems, if you can start looking up some YouTube videos on Singapore math and find some good ones, and start to build your understanding of how to represent problems with pictures, it is going to change your word problem solving world. I absolutely love it. It takes some time to get used to, and we will do this all year long, and hopefully by the end the kids will be pretty good and a bit confident in drawing different models and recognizing different models as they draw them. I am going to skip problems 1, 2, and 3. There are other videos about rounding on here. You're welcome to go find one of those. I think the video that I showed you how to round on a number line is the addition and subtraction day 5 assignment. So it may not say this is the rounding video. You may have to look for addition and subtraction day 5 assignment. I'm going to skip down to problem 4. Problem 4 says Cora's Bakery sold 317 pies last month. This month, the bakery sold 406 pies. What is the difference between the number of pies the bakery sold in the 2 months? There are so many different math models we could draw. I'm going to draw this little one using bars to represent each one. So we know that she's selling pies. That is the thing we're dealing with, the noun, the subject, friends, if you're in English. And we're looking at pies that she sold last month, LM, and pies that she sold this month. Last month she sold 317. This month she sold 406. Now, the rectangle that I drew for 406 is bigger than the rectangle that I drew for 317 because 406 is bigger than 317. It's now asking us, what is the difference between the number of pies the bakery sold in the 2 months? Difference is an important word that usually tells us we need to subtract to find our answer. We're looking at how is 406 different than 317? To do that, we just set up our problem, 406 minus 317. I can feel in my soul that I need to make some subtraction strategy videos because we do not have to always use the standard algorithm, which is what I've set up here. The kids call it stacking. It has a technical term, standard algorithm. In fact, many states will not introduce the standard algorithm for addition or subtraction until around 4th grade or later because it builds no understanding. In Texas, however, we introduce it halfway through 2nd grade. So the kids know it is stacking. That's how I'm going to solve it here today, but there are a lot of ways to solve subtraction problems that do not require the standard algorithm. So I'll try to get a video made sometime in the next couple weeks and post that for you. You can also look on YouTube and look for subtraction strategy videos, things like that. One of my favorites is a number line because I love number lines. They're delightful. But in the standard algorithm, if we want to subtract, we start in the ones column always. 6 minus 7, can't do that. If I have 6 things, I can't take 7 away. Normally what we do is we come on over and we regroup. Well, I don't have anything in the tens column to take from. So I'm going to go over here to the hundreds column. And I'm going to take one of these 100s and move it back into the form of tens. So if I take away 100, I have 3 hundreds left. One 100 has within it 10 tens. So I'm moving those back. From there, I still can't do 6 minus 7, but I can go to the tens column, take a 10 away. Now I have just 9 tens remaining. I'm going to take that 110, move it back to the ones column, regroup it. 110 contains 10 ones. So if I move 10 ones back to the ones place, I don't have 6 ones anymore. I now have 6 ones plus 10 ones. That's 16 ones. 16 minus 7 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. 3 minus 3 is 0. The difference in the number of pies that were sold is a difference of 89. They sold 89 more pies this month in the bakery. Now, we can check to make sure this answer is correct, and we should. And I encourage the kids to do this, and I hope you will encourage your children to do this. To check this problem, since it's a subtraction problem, we use the inverse operation, and we've talked about that in class, the opposite operation. The opposite of subtraction is addition. We should be able to add our answer, 89, to the part that was being taken away, 317, and come up with 406. 9 plus 7 is 16. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 3 plus 1 is 4, 406. If that happens, that means this answer is correct, 89. Now, over here it asks us to write the equation that we would use to solve it. I stacked it in standard form, but you could just write 406 minus 317. Okay, for problem 5, it says, Alicia listed the amount she paid for gymnastics lessons for 3 months. In October, she paid $78. November, $81. December, $72. What is the total amount Alicia paid for gymnastics lessons for the 3 months? Well, the model I like to draw for this is known as a strip diagram, and this will absolutely be all over the STAR test and every test in between, probably. We've worked a lot with strip diagrams over the last couple of weeks. The strip diagram has 2 components, a top and a bottom. The top is always going to be your total, if you know it, or your whole. We don't know that. We're looking for that because it asks us, what is the total? I'm going to represent the missing total with an X. The bottom part is always going to be the parts that you know. In this case, we have 3 parts. We have the cost of gymnastics in October, the cost of gymnastics in November, and the cost of gymnastics in December. 3 parts. What is the total? Well, to find the total, we need to add our 3 parts together. 78, 72, and 81. Now, I would not encourage my 3rd graders to stack 3 numbers at a time, because things get a little bit crazy. I would ask them to add 2 numbers, find your answer, and then add the 3rd number on. But for the sake of making this video so much shorter, because I tend to ramble, I'm going to stack 3 numbers. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 7 and 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15, plus 8 is 23. The total cost of gymnastics was $231. The equation that I used to find that was 78. I added all my parts together, what I knew. 78 plus 81 plus 72. If I wanted to fill in my answer on the strip diagram, I would just write $231 here. Okay? Because this top is the same length, let's use green, as the bottom. Both of these have to have the same value when they're added together. 231 is the same as 78 plus 81 plus 72. All right, problem 6. Summer had a box of 802 plastic spoons. She used 238 spoons for a holiday party and 350 spoons for her friend's retirement party. How many spoons does Summer have left? Again, I'm going to draw a strip diagram because this will be on the test coming up. It will be on many, many tests. And it's very useful for organizing information. It just takes a minute to learn. So Summer had a box of 802 plastic spoons. That is my total. And we know the total. It's 802. There were 802 spoons in the box. That's going to go in this top section because if you remember, the top section is always the total. She used 238 for a holiday party, and then she used 350 for a retirement party. How many spoons does she have left? That is going to be this 3rd part. We're going to represent that with an X because we don't know yet. If we have a total and we're taking parts away and we're trying to find a missing part, that is going to be a subtraction problem. So right here where it says set of equations, our equations to solve this could look like this. Our total minus the first part that she used minus the second part that she used equals something. Another equation that we could use would look like this. We could start by adding up the parts that we know, finding the value of the two parts. And I did that on a piece of paper and came up with 588. 238 plus 350 is 588. Let's check that, make sure that's correct. 8, 8, 5. That looks pretty good. From there, we could take our total, 802, and subtract the part that we know, 588, equals something, equals the remaining part that's missing. Let's go ahead and solve and see what that remaining part is. And I'm going to take 802, our total, and subtract 588, the value of the two parts that we know added together. Well, I can't do 2 minus 8. That's a bummer. So I'm going to go to the tens. There's nothing there for me to regroup. I'm going to go to the hundreds and take one away. That's going to be a 7. I'm taking 100 and turning it back into tens. I get 10 tens for that. From there, this 2, I can now regroup and turn that into a 12. And to do that, I had to take away 110 and move it back into 10 ones. So that's going to go down in my tens column to a 9. 12 minus 8 is 4. 9 minus 8 is 1. 7 minus 5 is 2. So our answer is 214. That's how many spoons she should have left. That goes here. How do we check to make sure that's the correct answer? Well, we know from the previous problem that on a strip diagram, the top has the same value as the bottom. So what we could do is add the parts that we know, and it should give us a total of 802. So let's try that. 588, and that's the 238 and 350 already put together, plus 214. $802. It worked out perfectly. That means 244 is indeed the value of the missing part. Problem 7. Let's just look at it quickly because these really stump us. We struggle with these a bit. 34 plus something plus 17 equals 65. Select 2 correct answers. Well, the first thing I need to do is add up my 34 and 17. 34 and 17 equals 51. To find the value of the missing section, I now need to take the total 65, subtract the two parts I know, very much like the strip diagram above, and I am left with 14. 14 is the value of whatever happens in this blank, but it says select 2 correct answers, so let's see what we have. 2 plus 7, well 2 plus 7 is not 14, that can't be it. 7 plus 7 is 14, that's good. 5 plus 9 is also 14, that's good. We could say 34 plus 7 plus 7 plus 17 is 65, or 34 plus 5 plus 9 plus 17 is also 65. Okay, we're going to stop there in this video. It's gotten pretty long. We will work on these strip diagrams and math models and all of those delightful things throughout the year. If you have any questions, please let me know. I would really focus in, if I'm doing this and trying to get my child ready for the test, on strip diagrams, because that will be on the test. This little model that I drew here, I doubt it shows up on the test that we're about to take in about a week or so. And I'll send a review home for that in the next couple of days. Just to review strip diagrams, let me do some major erasing so I can get a big blank space here. To review the components of a strip diagram, I'm going to draw one here. The top is our total. The bottom, these are our parts that make up the total. Oh, look, that's not writing. And we could have as many parts as we could imagine in the bottom. We could have 1 million different parts that add up to a total. We could have 2 parts, 10 parts, 17 parts. It doesn't matter. Usually we see 2 parts, 3 parts, maybe 4 parts at the most, but we're not limited to that. However many parts it takes to add up to the total up top, that's how many parts we're going to have. Okay, that is just a very brief strip diagram lesson. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know. I think I've covered all the things that I can think of. Yeah, I'm looking over it. I don't see anything else to cover. Let me know if I missed something or if there's something you'd like a little clarification on. Thank you.